Dobrze. This will be loud. Plug it in.
Fucking beautiful piece of willow. Nice piece of willow.
Yeah. It's about to fall down. Hey, you see the white parts here, you can use these for corner blocks. So I got corner blocks for several instruments. It's a cool thing about Zach Herzog of traditional tone wood. This is really nice wood. Oh, what's up? There's someone there. Hey. Yeah, so I needed to start a smaller viola. This is a Gennaro. Can't remember what year. Jose made this for me. I can't read my own writing. Ah, okay, it says, Oberdecker, that means this is the top. So did I do that? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I just traced it. It's a good thing to know. There are no linings on here, but I traced it from the back. I think the reason for that is the grain only cuts in one direction. So, yeah, that's really good. Although it's on the mold, it's pretty accurate. But this is a cool model. It's Gennaro 39. Someone was asking me about a small viola on the internet, so I had answer. Do you have a small viola? Well, kind of. But yeah, I'm just, don't pay attention to me. I'm just doing this to get rid of the data at the end of my the end of the cycle. I had like 30 gigs of extra data because I don't have unlimited internet in this workshop. So this would be for my mom. It's just like nasty outside. Ugh. I'm not gonna touch the camera and show you. You can kind of see. Can I zoom here? I don't think so. Oh yeah, you can. You can zoom in. Out that window is nasty. See how this works. Okay. But yeah, you just so I realized that recording, this setting up the camera is forcing me to work. Like when it's gloomy outside, I mean, it's just nasty. It's cold, and it's like windy, so it's like that kind of rain in San Francisco. It's sideways, or in Scotland it rains that way. And you see these people with like umbrellas, you know? They're like, ugh. And then the wind hits them from the other side. Hey, from Amsterdam, what's up? Yeah. Then the wind hits the umbrella from the other side and it turns it inside out, and they're like, wah, with this like sculpture that looks like a busted bird. Sorry, this is me working. Yeah, when a customer, a musician asks about something, this is what I tell my apprentices, you know, do you have a small 39 centimeter viola? And the answer is no. But I had these ribs that I was working on, so what I'll do is wait to answer the email. And then I can send them a photo of the back and the ribs and be like, yeah, it's coming along, even though I'm fully booked with commissions, you know. But yeah, you should never be in a hurry when you're buying a violin or a viola anyway. In this case. Yeah, it's a cool model. This is Gennaro. I can't remember. It's over a year ago. Um, Jose made this mold because I needed. He was making some beautiful molds, and you can see I just destroyed it. Um, which is a shame because um, he did such a beautiful job on it, and it's this really cool. It's plywood, but it's like, I guess they started selling this plywood that has a sort of like mahogany, walnutty kind of veneer on the outside, so it kind of looks nice. Um, I'm noticing now I have willow linings here, and I have beech linings here. It doesn't matter. Oh, someone else. Hey, what's up? Serbia, what's up? I'm a huge fan of Balkan music. Um, but I can't pronounce their names. I'm actually an expert on Balkan music. What is this song? Što te nema, što te nema. Like, where are you? Where are you? Yeah, drink. Yeah, drink. Što and Kodic. I don't know. Great stuff though. I love all that music. And it's supposed to be working. But a cigarette break actually now is not the time to take a cigarette break. But I stop and smoke a cigarette when I'm looking at sound holes. You know, like cutting these cello sound holes. Like before I would cut them. Oops! Don't break it. Before I would cut them, I would just look at them for a long time. You know, and yeah. Not to condone smoking. I go back and forth. I quit. I start up again. That kind of thing. Anyway, I'll keep going. I'll save this for later. This wasn't really meant to entertain anyway. This is just to keep me working. When it's nasty like this, it's very tempting just to disappear into the back of the workshop and drink beer or do something else. So I'll just keep going. Good exercise. It's like you never want to pick a fight with a violin maker. You know, like, we usually all have the same build. Like, we're pretty muscular up here, and then we have like a beer belly, you know? So you think, oh, I can beat up that fat guy. Well, what they don't know is that this muscle, it's not the kind you get from lifting weights, it's the kind you get from pushing. And so it's like strength, you know. Not that I condone fighting or violence of any kind. But I remember there was this guy in New Orleans, he was drunk, and it was in the Circle Bar. Circle Bar. It's a great bar. I'm assuming it's gone now. But this really huge drunk guy was like, he was just going around and hassling people, you know? And he was just giant guy, you know? And so the bartender was a friend of mine, Luke, great musician. Luke Allen, he has an amazing band called Happy Talk. He was bartending. So, and I could tell he was annoyed, you know, this guy was just picking fights with people, like for no reason, you know? So we just ignored him, you know? I remember he grabbed this guy by the throat, and the guy backed down, and I was like, what is this guy's problem? Like, no one is, it's just a concert. I was playing live on stage that night. And anyway, then this big goon, like, he starts messing with a friend of mine, and she's like this tall and this thin. She's just this tiny thing. And I was like, this is just too much, this guy. So I just went up to him and I was like, get the out, you know, get out of here. And so then he grabs me by the throat, and I just like full on, he grabbed me by the throat, and then he was like gonna take off his t-shirt or something. I can't remember, like, why would you take off your shirt, like to show your muscles or something? And so I just like clocked him like right here, and he just went like he just crumbled, you know. And I was like, don't pick a fight with a violin maker. And don't mess with his girlfriend either. Do you have a small viola? Yes. Hold on. Hold on. Hold that thought. I have one. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this is like the worst live stream ever. I see what's happening. Okay. That's not good for the iPad. That's weird that it just fell, because it's not touching the workbench. There we go. Yeah, it's not touching the workbench. It's weird. The worst live stream ever. It's the only YouTube channel where we don't care if you subscribe or not. You know, they're all like, subscribe. We don't care. We really don't care. One of my favorite ones is like, it's like live stream in the Serengeti desert, and I guess this clever fellow like set up a camera near this watering hole for like animals, you know, so wild animals. I mean, it's pretty boring to watch, probably like watching this. But I just go to it once in a while to see. One time I saw these like jackals, you know, I guess they were getting water, you know. It's a really clever idea from this African fellow, whoever set up the camera, because it had like millions of people were watching it. Like, it's the most boring thing. It's like watching paint dry almost, because you're just waiting to see like an animal, you know, and it would be like hours. So I just, you know, before an animal shows up. But that's reminded me to, I was lacking inspiration today again. So I started watching YouTube videos on making a koto, this Japanese instrument. So I've been thinking about making a, this is like a Japanese zither. It sounds amazing. And I thought, what I'm gonna do is look for technical plans of the koto, or this, you know, this zither online. And I couldn't find any technical plans, because I thought, well, if I can't get inspired to make violins today, then I'll start thinking about making this koto, you know, this zither. And this old Japanese guy, of course. It's a cool video. When I saw how extreme it was, I just thought, oh, you just make a box. And I was like looking at the photos of it, I was like, that would be really easy to make. And I really want this instrument. I want to own one. But watching the process of him making it, I realized that it's not easy at all. Like, to really do it right. So on the other side of it, of this plate, it's beautiful red. This like, oh, I'm hoping that will show up, and I think that it will. Um, but I made several instruments from this tree. I have a photo of the tree being cut after it was cut down in Austria, and it's this massive willow tree, and Zach is standing next to a woman. I assume it's his wife, or and the tree almost dwarfs them. You know, looking at it, you know, it was felled, so they're standing near the stump, and it's just this huge willow tree. And so he wrote me that he had it, and so I ordered. I got a cello. I had so many instruments made from it. I can't even remember. That one tree made like two cellos, and then I have a double bass back from it. I have another cello back here in the other room. 3 violas. 1 viola already sold. That's how, like, it's already gone. So, and Jose bought some of it too. So that tree is a legendary tree. You know, talk about whenever Jose makes a rabbit stew, I always say I can think of no better use for that rabbit. Like, really, can you? What? I mean, unless you're gonna have it as a pet, then that would be nice. Then you would, you know, this would be a great relationship to have. You'd be friends with the rabbit, and that would ideally be better. But you can't be friends with every rabbit in the world. That, you know, some of them have to get eaten. And in Lyon, south of here, my friend his parents have a farm, and you have to kill them, because they will eat the lentils, they will eat the crops. I mean, they have to die. You know, there's no catch and release. I'm sorry not to get political here, but what's the point I'm making is I can think of no better use for this tree. That's what I'm trying to say. I can think of no better use for this tree. Thank you, tree. Thank you. But the willow that grows in Austria, I'm assuming it's high altitude because Mariazell is actually a mountainous place, and it's a very cold place. Although you see a lot of growth in this wood, it's still pretty dense, the grain.
Philadelphia Orchestra leitet von Christoph Eschenbach, aufgenommen im Oktober 2006 in der Verizon Hall in Philadelphia. Diesem Termin Inhaber Opus 74 Peter Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, so now I see the pink coming. That's good. That's a good sign. Toss these shavings. Yeah, Radio Stephansdom, they're broadcasting their music and a radio classic. And they also have a very Christian message to send to you as well.
Eine weitere Live-Aufnahme, diesmal aus der Schweiz, aus Luzern, aus dem Jahre 2014. Hören Sie das 21st Century Chamber Orchestra, geleitet von Lucy.
It reminds me of Vienna, though, the Vienna years.
Das Cellokonzert Ludwig Badens.
I should be back in Wien later on this spring. Spring is a really cool time in Vienna. Am I talking to myself? No, hi, there's people there, okay. Spring is a really cool time in Vienna because everyone is really happy and horny, I guess you should say. I mean, winter can be pretty rough. Not rough with the temperature, it doesn't really get that cold. You get this kind of snow that's like matchig. Match is the word. It's just like brown slush. So yeah, I'm seeing some of the pink down here, which is good. It's like a so I'm gonna flip the plate. It's a cool piece of wood. It's got like a so the red parts are much more dense, you know, and the whiter parts are a little softer. And in my opinion, I think that this is a good thing when you have, you know, different densities, like that cypress back on the cello yesterday. That thing is going to be just a resonance machine. I think the wood. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of this tiger stripe maple. Number one, because it's difficult to work. And number two, I just don't like the look of it. Like, why would you want horizontal stripes on your... I hate it. Actually, I had a plate, actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna get something really interesting. Just curious if these tops would work. Daniel Hoffman in Santander, Spain, and in New York, he gave me these plates as a gift. And they are just crispy ready. You see how brown the wood is? I mean, it's... well, I just... It's not thick, it's not thinned enough, but it says, I don't know what this guy was doing. What was he doing? I have no idea. But there's nothing wrong with these plates. I can use them for a low arched instrument. It says 10/22/85. So in 1985, this guy was like, I honestly don't know what he's doing. Let's see if it fits, because it's possible. These things are crispy and ready to roll. So, oh, okay. Yeah, this will actually work. Just barely. So if I wanted to use a top from 1980, it will work. There's very little clearance on the ribs at the top, but that's enough overhang actually. I can't understand what this guy's writing. It looks like another language. It looks like But yeah, you cannot really make anything. It says 16.5, but you can't make a 16.5 instrument from this. There's no way. It's just too... Oh, I see what he's doing. But I see what he's doing here. And you can see how he drilled his depths, something that I tell my apprentices not to do. Why? You know? He's trying to copy something. Yeah. Anyway. type of wood that's in Jose's workshop, like bam, you know, need to get wings. Yeah, the whole point of this thought process is that to stop carving it. I hate flame maple so much that I don't even have scraps to make the wings. I gotta get them from him. Like, I don't have any flamed maple in this workshop, period. So. Better off standing here. And just rip at it. The slab is thick. It's like 50 or something. It's like 40, 45 or 48. Oh, you can see, if you've never carved a willow back, this goes really fast. That's why when a musician asked me, do you have a small viola? I said, yeah, I sure do. Let me just carve one up really fast for you. No problem. With a plate this thick, you can do as high arching as you want, although obviously I wouldn't have 50 arching height. No better use for this rabbit. Right, this is a lot faster than maple. Although I love plain maple. I was thinking of setting a neck, but not today. Speaking of plain maple, look at that freak. This was actually wood that I bought. This is just trade wood. But I saw this and I was like, that is a Milanese back. This will stay for sure. I love it. Yeah, even willow is still a workout, though, you know. Well, all carving is a workout. I'm not sure how much of a cardio workout it is, though, because I tried to run a couple months ago, and I didn't make it very far. I only made it like about 200 meters, or I don't know what that is in yards. Get this pain in my side, like, I mean, this is definitely a cardio workout, but it's not a well, I mean, because you get kind of out of breath. Or it's just I'm out of shape. Most violin makers don't get out of breath when they carve, Nate. I needed to get a new, this clamp actually came with this bench. I got an amazing deal on this bench. I think it's from probably 1940s or something. So all these scars that you see, most of those are not me, although I've been doing this for 30 years. The guy was just in the bar. This bar called Corazon Loco. Great bar. Too bad that it's closed. And there was this old guy who came in every day for his wine. Without a question, he was just a full-blown alcoholic, as you would say. Or he just drank a lot of wine every day. I mean, I'm not going to judge the guy. But my friend Peppa was like, talking about Nate is moving here from Vienna and he's looking, you're a carpenter. He is a retired carpenter. Those guys drink wine. And or they drink vodka and orange juice, right? The screwdriver, that's where it came from. A bunch of carpenters on the construction site. Anyway, he's like, I have a bench in my house that I'm no longer using because I'm about to die. No, he died less than a year after I got the bench from him. And it had some carcoma, some woodworm, but it was treated in a tent, I think, before I got it. At least that's what he told me. So you see some worm damage on the bottom of it, but otherwise, it's intact. What the hell am I talking about? I forgot. Oh yeah, this clamp. It came with the bench. So he made a lot of furniture. These also came with the bench. I've never used this before. Actually, this one I have used. Some of the other ones I don't use. But I need to get some better clamps. Anyway, we go into his house and it's this like really massive ceiling, the kind of old apartments that you see in Coruña, built in like 1900s, 1910. And I saw it, I was like, oh, it's like, how much? It's like 300 euros. I was like, what? I've seen them go for 1,000, so it's like, I'll take it. And at the time I was living in a truly terrible place. I set up a workshop in just this this place was single pane glass. I have double glass here, so it's not so moist, but it was really damp in there, and there was actually mold growing like on the walls, and I was like, wow, this was like eight or 9 years ago. So So I had to move this bench up these crazy stairs that were like the kind of stairs they have in England and London, where the flat itself, the house is so small that the stairway has to be like this. So we had to move it. It was a pain in the butt. Hey, you see how fast this is going? What I'll do is I'll just do rough arching. And hopefully this pink is going to come out all the way up on this side. I'm not sure how deep it goes in. And then I can send the musician a photo. I'm thinking the scroll, I need to stop, I'm getting too hot. Thinking the scroll will be beech. The ribs are the same as that, the violin I just showed you. It's just plain maple. It bends like a dream. A lot of times I found that if you're using really light materials like willow and has some instruments that are, I already have one rolled. I have some instruments that are poplar ribs, which is really light. So I was going 1/8 or 2 millimeter on the ribs because poplar is really, really soft. So the poplar ribs and cypress had a cypress. Cypress is very light. It's almost as light as, it's actually the same weight, and the density is different than willow. But when I attached the neck onto the Anton Posch viola, you could hear, like, the corpus was it was responding to the fingers and everything really well. But when I put this heavier neck on, the neck is just maple. It just like it became a new instrument. Like when you have really light, you have light corpus, and then you attach a this sort of, it needs, if you use a really light neck, like I have a cypress neck block, so that my intuition tells me that's not going to work. You get like that wiffle ball sound, or you could probably get a lot of wolf tones and that kind of thing. Yeah, so for the next cello, I was thinking of a pear neck actually, and then for this there will be a beech. Beech is also really good for turning. Beech is used in the peg. How would you say this? The peg, where the peg pins go on clavichords and some keyboard instruments. because beech really takes a it's very very hard. It's actually it's not so hard to carve, but it's just really really dense and hard, and it's heavy. Beech is heavy. Oh, yeah, that may be close to finishing for the day. It's like I don't know what time it is. It gets dark here around 7 in the winter. In the summer, it gets dark around 11 p.m. because the I call him Poopy Pants Franco, the dictator. He wanted to be on Germany time, so we're actually on German time here. It's really weird. So the sun sets at 10:30 in the summer. It gives you just this long. You can work. You know, you have sunlight until 10 at night. It's really weird. But before I go, I think I'm going to cut this off because I think it's like 7 p.m. here, and I started at 7 in the morning. This is the first violin I ever made without help. And you can see it's pretty freaky. This is one of the best varnishes I've ever done. It's the first time I ever varnished. Well, that's not true. Are you ready? Wait for it. Look at the back. It's crazy. The back is Muschel Ahorn, or quilted maple. I got it from Thomas Kreutzer in Mittenwald. And he's a really cool guy. Unfortunately, he's retired. But he had a pile of quilted maple backs, and they were €5 for a set with the ribs. €5 for the backs. And I had just come from Mariazell, and I spent all my money in Mariazell, and I was kicking myself. I was like, ugh. I literally I could have drove away with, 50 one-piece quilted maple backs that look like that for €5 a back. I still think about that to this day. Every time I look at this violin, I think about that. But he's also the one who told me before you varnish, the violin should look like the side of an old barn, and he pointed to this barn. I was like, huh, yeah, that makes sense. That started me on the technique of getting the wood brown before, like doing the antiquing of the wood instead of UV tanning, doing making it brown with pigment, or I've tried all kinds of things. Onion skins, that doesn't work so well. Tea tinctures, actually. Got some tea tinctures up here. If I can do this without knocking over the camera. This is Earl Grey. It smells really nice. Oh yeah, that smells really nice. I don't know if it's going to have much of an effect here. But yeah, getting the wood brown. I think with enough layers of this, you could also cut your alcohol with tea tincture. So you're learning. You could cut your spirit varnishes with tea tincture. I've tried that. I've tried everything. I got a bunch of tinctures down here. These are for making perfume though, not violin making. The perfume section is all mixed up with the varnish section. It's actually not a good thing. Seaweed. See what that smells like. Now I'm really getting off track. I'm supposed to be working right now. Yeah, that's odd. I think this may need to be changed. It's very subtle, but it's a little bit seaweedy. I have the species written down. This is Irish moss. Organic star moss. 2017. This has been soaking since 2017. It needs to be changed. Yeah, the varnish section behind the camera is all mixed up with perfume ingredients, which is probably not a good idea. Yeah, a lot of the ingredients are the same though, you know, for making perfume. And I try to make a perfume that smells like I made one called Brudny Lutnik. In Polish, this is like a really disgusting like violin maker. So it didn't smell very good. Alright, I'm gonna sign off. I've basically got nothing done today, so I might just run this camera. If I'm doing something, I'll be setting a neck on this. You should not set your necks when you're not feeling inspired. It's not a good idea. This is ready for a neck set, and it's going to be Baroque. That's why it's like this. So I mortise in, and then I actually screw. Believe it or not, I use a screw. You see a lot of screws in historical instruments, believe it or not, when you x-ray the blocks. As soon as the screw technology came into effect, violin makers said, oh, that's better than a nail. Like, let's try that, yeah. But it's the same neck set for that used for viola da gamba. A lot of times I'll do like a, what is it called? A tenon, you know, that goes in. Anyway, it's like 7 p.m. So I'm done. I did 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. How many hours is that? 12. That's enough. So that's it. Schlaf gut, everyone. How do you stop? I still don't know how to stop this. Okay, ciao. Schlaf gut. Dobranoc.